In times of difficulty, how do we find hope and see the light? On January 1st, 2024, the Noto region in Ishikawa Prefecture was struck by a major earthquake. However, the people of the area have not succumbed to adversity. They are beginning their journey of reconstruction with resilience. To understand more about the resilience of the people of Ishikawa, we traveled to the Hokuriku region. There, we encountered the proud individuals dedicated to preserving nature and tradition, as well as the beautiful revival story of the crested ibis, Nipponia Nippon, symbolizing hope. The resilient people of Ishikawa, living in harmony with nature alongside the crested ibis, set to soar as a beacon of hope, are at the heart of this unfolding story.
This is the Tori Soy Sauce Shop, an establishment that is over 110 years old. During the earthquake, this traditional Japanese soy sauce making business sustained severe damage and faced a significant crisis.
The earthquake that struck initially was of magnitude 5.5. I thought, oh, it's an earthquake, and turned on the TV. Then I received an earthquake alert on my phone, which I thought seemed a little bit late. And that's when everyone suddenly fell to the floor. When we evacuated, I saw the storehouse walls had crumbled, and I genuinely thought this might be the end of our soy sauce making. We're an unusual case because we are dedicated to crafting soy sauce by hand, using local ingredients like Noto soybeans and wheat. By embracing a natural fermentation process and shunning mechanization, our hands pass on energy, achieving a truly distinct flavor. We believe it's our mission to preserve this cherished tradition.
Established in 1926, the shop has been passed down through generations of women and is now run by Masako. Loved by locals and restaurants in Tokyo, her determination and resilience have made a lasting impression. The crested ibis, a special natural monument of Japan, was once a familiar sight in fields and forests. Overhunting and pesticide use after the war led to its decline. Ishikawa was the last habitat of the species before its extinction from Honshu, Japan's main island, in 2003. However, a pair from China was donated and bred on Sado Island in Niigata, Ishikawa's neighboring prefecture, helping repopulation efforts. Ishikawa has worked to improve the bird's habitat since its selection as a candidate for reintroduction in 2022. Then came the devastating Noto Peninsula earthquake in January 2024. Local farmer Hamada Eiji is now working to restore both the land and the community.
To continue our farming, we need to make a profit. That's why I hope tourists will come to Noto, enjoy the rice grown in areas where the crested ibises live, and take some home as a souvenir. I believe that creating this kind of environment can really help revitalize the whole region. The disruption of the ecosystem led to the decline of the crested ibis, and I realized that restoring it would demand substantial effort and resources. This inspired me to believe that by taking small, actionable steps, we could prevent further deterioration of the ecosystem. With this mindset, I became committed to the revival of the crested ibis.
At the entrance to Mr. Hamada's rice field, a sign painted by local students features the crested ibis. Special rice paddies were created to support the bird's release, retaining water in winter to foster food sources for the crested ibis. The January 1st earthquake damaged Mr. Hamada's fields, affecting the harvest, yet he is undeterred and focusing on recovery, aiming to create a habitat where the crested ibis can thrive. We visited the Ishikawa Zoo, located near Kanazawa City, which has been accepting crested ibises from Sado to reduce the risk of disease outbreaks. This way, the zoo contributes to the species' survival. In 2016, the Toki Satoyama Center opened, offering visitors a rare chance to observe and learn about the crested ibises. When we visited, local students were on a field trip, showing how the birds are part of environmental education. So far, approximately 90 crested ibises have been bred and sent to Sado for their return to the wild. In October, 3 more were transferred. Zookeeper Demura Satoshi hopes the birds' return encourages those affected by the disaster. Ishikawa has faced both earthquakes and heavy rain, but the seeds of hope are growing thanks to the efforts of the locals. We decided to speak with Mr. Muramoto, who has devoted his life to reviving the crested ibis in the region. Now 99 years old, he is eagerly awaiting the chance to see the crested ibises soaring in the skies of Ishikawa Prefecture. We interviewed him at the museum he built on his property at his own expense. The room displays various materials related to the crested ibis.
When I was a child, there were times when I would see as many as 20 crested ibises at the time. In Sado, efforts are being made to reduce pesticide use in rice cultivation, and these efforts are now contributing to the protection of the species. I believe we should also work to decrease pesticide use nationwide to create an environment where the crested ibis can thrive. The government has said it plans to release the species into the wild in 2026. I intend to live to see the crested ibis return here.
Mr. Muramoto established a museum to help children learn about the crested ibis. His goal is to leave behind an environment that nurtures the species for future generations. Inspired by his encounters with children, he wrote lyrics for a song about the crested ibis. Local efforts are gradually starting to bear fruit. The government aims to release the crested ibis in 2026, and the day is drawing near for them to take flight in this region once more.
What stands out the most of this region is the resilience of its people. Despite the earthquake on January 1st and the record rainfall, the community refuses to be defeated by adversity and is determined to restore their daily lives. It may not come as a surprise, however. The Japanese crested ibis once faced extinction. Yet, through dedicated breeding efforts after having been received from China, these remarkable birds have claimed again their place in Japan's skies. This region, striving for coexistence with nature after overcoming disaster, still faces many challenges. However, a glimmer of hope and a sense of future are beginning to emerge.